What's up guys, I'm Hiro and today I'm back with another patch rundown video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the patch. Now if you've watched my last video, you know that this patch was going to introduce the Kanamia tribe event, and this is a large part of what this patch has to offer, but there are still some other things that I just want to cover. Now I've already played a little bit of the festival, but the thing is that a lot of the stuff for some reason is kind of time gated. So as you can see, there are like some activities that only unlock after a few days. So there's really not that much going on yet with the event. But yeah, overall, like I'm mostly excited about this Ancestral Spore event because it may be like a new activity. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty simple, but it does offer a lot of rewards, so it's okay. But I'm not really blown away by the event yet, I have to say. But especially about the Ancestral Spore event, like, I'm optimistic. Now, after the event stuff, first they're talking about dungeons, and there are a few things here. The first is that they released the mount that you can unlock early. It was originally scheduled for the 25th. But I think they just moved up the release of Master 16 to 20, because apparently from, I've talked to a few people, if they just released Master 15 now, it would be too easy. So on CN right now, the balance is like still not quite there, and because they've buffed all of these classes up, I guess they decided to give some challenge to the players, especially to the whales, and they are now struggling in like the higher master dungeons from like, yeah, depending on how geared you are, how whaled you are, they are struggling in like Master 16, Master 17, and maybe the Giga Whales, Giga Triads, they're struggling in like Master 18, Master 19, Master 20, because the gear score difference is just so high at the moment. But anyways, getting back to the point, this is the mount that we unlock, and it is actually a real mount, not a skin. And I will show you that in a second. So here we can see the master point page, and for 3,650 we can unlock this mount. And let me show you the actual mount. This is going to be this mount, so kind of like a Fox Inari mount. Really cool. I really like the design, and especially it's completely free, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it has the same movement speed as all of the pay-to-win mounts. Maybe the ability might be a bit worse movement-wise, but yeah, it's really not a big deal. It's really cool that they're giving a legendary mount kind of with this speed just for free for like, okay, for reaching 3,650. Currently you have to try hard a fair bit, I think, but over time this will be a lot easier, and then you will just be able to get it for free, basically. Now the next thing that is also quite big are the two other points that they're bringing up, and this is that for the master dungeons and up to master difficulty 6, you can now go in with AI players. Now I've tested this already, and the players are like, okay, they have some imagines. I saw a fish and Overa being used, but overall they are not pumping damage, so you're always going to be better off with an organized real player group. But it is a possibility, especially like if you're playing at a bad time and there are not a lot of players joining matchmaking, and currently on CN some of the content is like a bit dry to matchmake. Like for example, Master 1 is going to be really difficult to find a group naturally. So having this as an option I think is good, but I would just wish they would have done it differently by just incorporating players to help other newer players out or something like that. Like, I'm not really sure if I like this or not, but it's at least there for the players that need it, especially right now on CN, because as I've mentioned in a previous video, the new player experience right now is very poor, so they really need to improve that. Jumping on the third point, we now have a punctuation feature in the game. So I will show you these two features now in a short clip, and I'll talk about it a little bit. So here we are in the dungeon menu, and instead of going for the multiplayer option, we are going to go for the single-double option, which automatically denies the matching feature. So I will just enter the instance, and there are my players. They're all accepting. Surprise! And when we're loaded in, you can see I get some random DPS, and Verdant Oracle Healer, no guitar right now. And the new feature, the other new feature, is this punctuation system. And we can see it here. Can't actually drag it apparently, but here you can now set some marks on the map. This is of course going to be important for any mechanics in the game that require a little bit more coordination. So now, for example, in the dragon raid, this is going to be useful for sure to set up, to make it easier for the party to just play with each other. And then jumping into the new additions and optimizations. First, they're again talking about the compensation shop, that they're still working on it. And then we get a pretty big info, I think. So the overall cooling period for items on the auction house is now always going to be 30 days. And yeah, this is kind of good or bad depending on how you view it. I think 30 days is already quite a lot. I can understand why it's in the game, but also sometimes I wish it would be a bit lower. But yeah, they decided on 30 days. And then the other point is that the lower and upper price limits for some items, especially some materials, has been adjusted. For you can list it for a little bit less, and you can list it for like quite a bit more, for 40% more. But this is mostly just about like gathering materials, so it can have some implications. Overall, I wish they would have not put the minus 20%, because I feel like sometimes the amount you get for the life skill energy you use to gather these materials is not really that high, considering what we have to pay for like imagines or skill books, stuff like that. So I would have rather seen an overall increase to some of the items cost. But yeah, at the end of the day, the players decide what they want to spend and for how much they want to sell their stuff. But yeah, this is just my food for thought. Then we just get a bunch of optimizations for like mobile, for some headpiece, nothing really that important. And then we also have like two things that they're changing. So now opening a home, like getting your home set up, is gonna require you to get to level 40. I'm not even sure what it is required right now for you to open a home, but I think you can do it quite early. I think I even did it on my first day in CBT. It's kind of weird that they're changing that, like why? And the other thing is that they're changing the commissions to require you to have level 55, which I also really don't agree with. Like, it just seems like they really want you to push through the main story as fast as you can and then do all the other stuff after that, which I think is like really not that cool of a game design. Like, I want to experience like different things on my first day of playing the MMO and not just rush through the story, even if it's the most optimal way to play. I still feel like this is like kind of a miss by them. I don't really understand the thought behind it, but maybe you can give some insight in the comments if you have any. But from my point of view, I really don't understand it. And yeah, then we just have some more optimization for the guilds. And then we have, I think I counted 54 bug fixes. Now granted, they are listing very specific individual bug fixes, but yeah, you can see I'm just scrolling. They really have a lot of bugs to fix still. And I think this is not going to be the last list of bug fixes. But as I said before, it's at least really good that they're working on it and that they are trying to improve it. And maybe over time they just get better at both producing stuff that isn't as bugged in the first place, but also fixing bugs faster, more efficiently, stuff like that. And yeah, at the end we just have a list of all the items that have been adjusted on the auction house. And as you can see, it's a bit messy, but this is like just food and the ores and stuff like that. So there's no adjustments to the imagines and to any of the imagine materials and stuff like that. So this is like, it's something we can definitely be aware of it, but I don't think it will change all that much about the auction house right now. Maybe there are like some specific things, and overall I just think, as I said before, the reduction of some prices is not good. But yeah, we have to see, especially on global, how it plays out. And that was it for today's patch rundown. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe, because as you know, I'm going to release more content on this channel, and once global releases in 3 weeks, I'm going to be pumping. I'm going to release more videos and also then do the patch rundowns on our global server, so that may be a bit more interesting to all the players then. But for now, we have to stick to CN, and I'm still enjoying playing CN, and yeah, hope to see you soon on global. With that being said, Hiro out.